Palliative care is hard. You watch people die slowly. You hold their hands. You lie to them about the pain. But I never expected a dying woman to describe my grandmother, a woman she had never met, in perfect detail. And then ask me to apologize for something I did when I was 7. I was a nursing assistant on a palliative care unit in 2016. Most of our patients were terminal, days, sometimes hours, from death. Mrs. Covington was an 89-year-old woman with metastatic pancreatic cancer. She was lucid but fading. Her family had gone home to rest. I was sitting with her at 3 a.m. She hadn't spoken in hours. Her eyes were closed. I was about to check her vitals when she grabbed my wrist. Hard. "He's here," she said. Her eyes were open now, wide, staring at the corner of the room. I looked. Nothing. "Who?" I asked. "The tall man," she said. "He's been waiting for me. But he brought someone else." I felt cold. The room temperature dropped. Mrs. Covington turned her head toward me. "He says you know her. The woman with the gray hair. The one who always wore yellow." My breath caught. My grandmother had died 10 years earlier. She always wore yellow. Always. I never told anyone on the unit. I never posted photos. "What's her name?" I whispered. Mrs. Covington closed her eyes. "She says her name is Eleanor. And she says you still have her brooch. The one you took from her dresser after the funeral. She wants it back." I froze. When my grandmother died, I took a small brooch, a gold pin with a blue stone. I was 7 years old. I never told anyone. I hid it in a box under my bed. I had forgotten about it for decades. No one knew. No one could know. Mrs. Covington opened her eyes. They were not her eyes. They were younger, sharper, familiar. My grandmother's eyes. "You don't have to be scared, sweetheart," she said, in my grandmother's voice. "Just give it back. Put it on my grave. And say you're sorry." Then her eyes rolled back. Mrs. Covington was gone. Not dead, but the voice was gone. She went back to her own quiet, dying self. I stood up. I walked out of the room. I called my mother at 4 a.m. "Mom, did Grandma have a brooch? Gold with a blue stone?" My mother was silent. "Yes," she said. "It went missing after the funeral. I always thought you took it." I hung up. I drove home that morning. I found the box. The brooch was there, tarnished but real. I went to my grandmother's grave that afternoon. I put the brooch on the headstone. I said I was sorry. Then I went back to the hospital. Mrs. Covington died that night. The nurses said she went peacefully, smiling. I didn't tell them what happened. But sometimes, when I walk past a dying patient's room, I listen. And sometimes, I hear a voice I recognize. Always wearing yellow. Always forgiving. Our hospital had 6 elevators. 4 worked. 1 was always broken. And 1 opened to floors that didn't exist. I found that out the hard way. And I almost didn't make it back. I was a night shift respiratory therapist at a large Chicago hospital in 2018. My job took me all over the building: ICU, ER, Med-Surg, pediatrics, even the morgue. Elevator 3 was the oldest. It had been installed in the 1970s and hadn't been updated since. We called it the ghost elevator because it would often stop on floors without anyone getting on or off. I didn't believe in ghosts. Until November 17th, at 1:30 a.m., I got a call to go to the 8th floor, the cardiac unit. I stepped into elevator 3. I pressed 8. The doors closed. The elevator went up. I felt a slight jolt. The doors opened. I looked at the floor indicator. It said 3. But I had pressed 8. The hallway outside looked different. It wasn't the 3rd floor, I knew the 3rd floor. This hallway was older. The lights were dim. The floor tiles were green, not the gray linoleum of the rest of the hospital. And at the end of the hall, there was a door marked Pediatrics, closed 1972. The pediatric unit had been shut down in 1972. I knew that from hospital lore. It was now a storage area. But I was definitely not on the 3rd floor. I was somewhere else. Somewhere that shouldn't exist. I stepped out. I don't know why. I regret it. The air was cold and smelled like antiseptic and old paper. I walked toward the door. The sign was hand-painted, chipped. I pushed the door open. Inside was a children's ward. Beds with metal railings. Cribs. Toys from the 1960s, a jack-in-the-box, a stuffed rabbit with button eyes. And on the beds, children. Not alive. Not dead. Just, there. Sitting up. Staring. All of them. Dozens of them. They had no faces. Just smooth skin where their features should be. One of them pointed at me. Another whispered, "You can see us." I ran. I ran back to the elevator. The doors were closing. I stuck my arm in. They opened. I dove inside. I mashed the button for the lobby. The doors closed. The elevator didn't move. I pressed 1 again. Nothing. Then the lights went out. I was in darkness. I heard children's laughter. Coming from the walls. Coming from the ceiling. Coming from inside the elevator with me. Then the lights came back on. The floor indicator said L. The doors opened. I was in the lobby. I ran out. I didn't look back. I went to security the next morning. I asked to see the floor plans. The 8th floor was directly above the old pediatric unit. But the pediatric unit was on the 2nd floor, not the 3rd. I asked about elevator 3's maintenance logs. They showed that the elevator had been recalibrated in 1972. The reason, floor call button malfunction, opens on wrong level. The logs didn't say which level. I never took elevator 3 again, but sometimes, when I walk past it at night, I hear children's laughter. And the doors open. And the floor indicator flickers. And I walk the long way. Every single time.